Fiona Rees-Jones, our makeup artist, our head of makeup, she's had a lot of wounds to do. Many wounds, and a variety of really complex wounds, not just a bit of blood on a knee, but we needed ruptured spleens, we needed neck wounds, we needed shattered shins, and she has just risen to that challenge. I mean, it's really extraordinary, the prosthetics and the general makeup and mud and blood and dust.
She has relationships with prosthetic makeup artists both in Sydney and in Melbourne. So we've had 2 prosthetic makeup artists working with us over the series. Some remote, they send wounds by the post and then she sticks them on, which is kind of weird if you open that mail. And on other big days we've had people on set actually working with them.
From past experiences, every time you have a wound on a story, it takes an inordinate amount of time. There's always the question of how much blood and where do we stop, and will people tell us to stop if we go too far with it. This just had wounds from start to finish. And working with Fiona was just a revelation.
Prosthetic arena is huge these days, and there are a lot of new products on the market, and I started using silicone pieces 5 or 6 years ago. We can create quite some interesting looks and very close to the reality.
The scale of it, it truly took my breath away, what she was able to deliver day after day. And after the first day, my anxieties about it all fell away. I thought, this can be done. But up until then, I thought, here we go, the wounds are coming.
So there's that element of her work. Then there's the very great challenge of making 5 extraordinarily beautiful young women, our key cast, look like they're not wearing any makeup.
To try and downplay them was the hardest thing. They're not wearing a lot of makeup. We were going to try and give it as natural a look as possible. And some of the nurses go on particular journeys, for instance Alice and Olive, and they essentially grow up in front of you in the course of the film. So just little nuances that just change them slightly.
She's also had the very great challenge that most of the time they're in hats or in headwear in their veils.
What we have tried to do, because they wear the veils and the hats for a lot of the show, is give them different looks when they're sort of in their night attire or they're relaxing and they haven't got their hats on. So if you look at any of the reference photos of the actual women, they were pretty hardcore. There wasn't anything really feminine about their looks at all. So I've just kept it really simple.